Today we're going to do our nighttime sky paper cut. So the first thing we're going to do is create the actual sky and clouds. So go ahead and go up to the plus sign and choose screen size. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my paper portrait and I'm going to go and choose a very dark blue for a very dark sky. I'm going to choose the monoline brush, which is under calligraphy, monoline. And then I'm going to make sure that my brush over here to the left is at 50%. I'm going to draw a circle, hold it in place without picking up my pencil, and then touch the screen with my finger and make my circle as large as I want it. Now it's off-centered, so I'm going to choose the arrow there and then position the circle where I want it on the page and then untap the arrow. I'm going to color drop that dark blue into the circle. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on alpha lock by swiping 2 fingers across to turn on alpha lock, and then I'm going to add a layer above it by tapping the plus sign. Here, what I'm going to show you is a brief demonstration. Do not do this, but I want to show you what you're going to have to do with the white and all the other colors. So I'm going to choose yellow just to give you an example of what you're going to need to do. Okay, so I'm going to go in and I'm going to draw a cloud. Okay, and then I'm going to circle all the way around and then drag my color in. Once I do that, I can fill it in, and then I can turn on clipping mask, and it will make it go, stay inside the circle. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to swipe this and delete it, and now I'm going to choose white. Now to get a perfect white, all you have to do is touch the paper anywhere to get your perfect white. I'm going to go back to my brush, and now I'm going to draw some pretty clouds going down. You don't want to take up the entire circle. And then I'm going to swing around and touch all the way back to the beginning like I did. Oops, let's do that again. And then drag and turn on. Oops, I didn't have a different layer, so let's undo that. Go back up here, add a layer, go to my pencil again. Okay, now I'll start adding my clouds. Just kind of bumpy little bumps going down, and then swing all the way around and touch where you started the cloud to begin with. So I'm right over here. And then I'm going to drag the white, tap my layer, and make sure that my clipping mask is on. Okay, go back to layer 1, tap the plus sign again, okay, and it's going to automatically clip this layer 3 to layer 1. I'm going to go in and I'm going to choose a nice color of blue, and I already have some down here. You can see in my history down here, so I'm just going to choose my history, and I'm going to come up and start on the right side and work my way down, and then swing around and join again back up here to this front over here, so that when I drop that color, it's going to be masked and filled in. And because I am starting from layer 1, when I add a layer, you can see that clipping mask arrow pointing down. So I'm going to go back to layer 1 again. I'm going to add the plus sign, and once again you can see that it's masked, it's clipping masked with a down arrow pointing downward. That lets you know that it's going to stay within the circle. I'm going to go back to my colors. I'm going to choose another color, and I'm going to go with this one. Okay, and I'm going to come tap over here. Now I'm going to start on the left side creating my clouds. And I'm not sure that's going to be a difference, enough of a difference. So I'm going to go with this color here. Yep, that's better. And I'm going to swing around and touch over here. And then drop in my color. Go back to layer 1, touch the plus sign again. I can see that it's masked to layer 1. And now I'm going to choose yet another color. Come back to the left side, go up a little higher. And drag it all the way around and touch right there. Color drop, and now that's filled in. Now the next step is that we're going to turn on our layers, and we're going to take 2 fingers and we're going to swipe over to the right, and we're going to turn on our alpha lock on all of the layers. We're going to go to layer 3 up here. It's right underneath the white. We're going to tap on that one. We're going to choose that color, so it's really going to be this color down here, and we're going to make it a little darker. Once we've done that, we're going to change our brush, and we're going to go down to touch-ups, noise. And I'm going to lower my brush over here on the left side over here to about 20%. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to color along the white clouds on the top. Right around it. Just barely put a little bit of that shading there. You don't want to like do really big. And then I'm going to shade along the side here. And I'm going to shade along the left side. Just to give it a little bit of a shadow. Touch my layers again. Now I'm going to go to the next layer, layer 4. I'm going to touch that color. And I'm going to darken it by dragging it down. And now I'm going to go to this layer and color along the line just to give it a nice shadow effect. And on the left side, add a little bit of shadow there on the left. Okay, we're going to go back to the layers again. We're going to go back to the blue layer here. We're going to touch that layer and grab that color and then drag it down a little bit to make it a little darker. And then we're going to go along the side here and along the clouds here to create this shadow. There we go. And we've got one more to do, and that is actually going to be the back of the sky. And it's going to be kind of hard to see, but if you make it dark enough, you will. So we're going to tap this layer. We're going to choose the color, and then we're going to go to almost, I guess, to black would be a good thing. And now what we're going to do is we're going to color along the tops of the clouds and along the sky. So I'm going to drag. And right now I'm going along the top of the sky with the dark color. Trying to be as smooth as I can with it. And then I'm going to go across the tops of my clouds. Right now I'm moving from the right side to the left. And now when I pinch back out, you should be able to see that shadow. That is all we're doing for today. Make sure to save it as a Procreate in your Google Drive. Oh, one thing we want to do first is we also want to name it. So tap on it, and we're going to call it Papercut. Call it Papercut. and then save it to your Google Drive.